Damn, right off the bat, we got a scam bot. Thanks, Dreamy. We already starting out with the spam bodies. Look at, yes, I wrote that all backwards. Jeez, I butchered that. We're going to change the title. We can change the title here, but we're going to call it something a little bit different. Violet, welcome in. You okay? I hear noises, but I don't hear. There we go.
Sorry, it's because I'm driving.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, coming in early on the podcast with the tea painting. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dreamy says, hi, Violet. I am live now, so
Hi.
say hi.
Hi. Oops.
How are you feeling?
Better. I'm just really bloated. Yeah.
Yeah, it kicked your ass, huh?
The what?
I said it kicked your ass, huh? And I don't mean that. I didn't mean to take a shot at your booty. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Every time I get like anything with my stomach, it's like 10 times worse for me.
Yeah.
Take for it. Yeah. If I die one day, it'll probably be because of the flu. For sure.
Well, I hope you feel better. I hope. Did you have to go to the doctor again or anything to get it looked at?
No, I am the doctor, remember?
Oh, God, that's right. I'm such a dumbass.
No, I did some stuff, took some medicines. Yeah, I'm just bloated today. I'm better than yesterday, but I'm just like really uncomfortable.
Right on. So in case everybody didn't hear that, we're bloated today. No, I mean, in all seriousness, I hope you feel better. It sounds like it really kicked your ass. I feel bad. I'm like apologizing. Yeah. I wish Dr. Cutter over here could do something.
I just need a new stomach. That's all I need.
Right.
Actually, a new colon. That would be better.
Yeah, new colon. Yep, there we go. I forgot. Hey, come on the podcast. We'll talk about your colon. How's that?
No.
Colon. We're gonna call it Colon Chat with Violet Rarity. Her own special private. No, it's a serious thing, right? GI things are serious. I mean, I have a GI doctor for a liver transplant and stuff like that. So, I mean, that stuff's like no joke. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, wouldn't you love to just have a real big, juicy burger and some real chicken? I think my daughter should be coming. Oh, there it is. And there it is. We officially have Violet tea painting. Let's go.
Oh.
I don't know if you can hear me clear, but you're definitely tea painting. I feel bad because I wish it was just like a smooth ride so you could listen to the podcast in your car, just like, hey, we're tuning in to Cutter's podcast. Let's go for a ride. But Bam should be here shortly. He was finishing up some games. Putting on his makeup, primping, getting all proper. We can't hear you, Violet. You're really breaking up. I'm sorry. Tell her, Violet, get your ass home so you can get on a real thing. I heard a giggle. I heard a giggle. Oh, it's bad. Oh, Violet, you're tea painting pretty bad, girl.
Aw.
And then we heard that. I know, so bad. I feel so bad because I love that she comes in here and stuff, but her poor car doesn't like the Cutterdawg podcast. We need to have a fucking conversation with her car. That's what I'm talking about. Sitting there with the tea painting. Although, you know, nothing against. We love tea paint. And we love Violet. But together, they just don't seem to vibe when we're trying to podcast. So we be chilling. So we'll wait for Bam here. My wonderful daughter might be coming in. She hooked me up with like almost 4,000 likes today, and then our new friend from TikTok, she came in too. Queen JJ hit us with some roses and some stuff. Ampro's in the house. What's up? We're just waiting on our guest right there, GGL. Bam from the GGL community is going to be with us. He's on my team for the tournament tomorrow, but we'll wait. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in. Our peeps are coming in. So yeah, it was a good stream. Not a ton of people, but really good people, and we actually welcomed back Noreen. Anybody? I don't know if Ampro, if you remember Noreen. She had to step away. She wrote me a long letter and then hopped in the stream today, and she is back in our community. She had to deal with. She had to do a self-care hiatus, which we all understand that we all have to do that. Self-care is most important. People do it different ways, but yeah, she's back. I don't know if she'll be in tonight. She's an early night person. But yeah, she came in. She was in the stream today. We talked to her, and she hung out, and she was over on TikTok doing some fun stuff. So it was pretty good. So yeah. Oh, she's back in the Discord. Just waiting on my boy here.
Yeah, he's joining.
Okay. Hey, what's up, kittens, man? Hey, I'll be on. We'll be doing some Battlefield tonight. After this, I gotta take a little break, and then. Are you available to be doing some Battlefield tonight? Some Red Sec?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we were just doing Gauntlet.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. I just finished my streaming and I had to go do dinner and everything. So, but we're good. So he's over there putting his makeup on, getting all pretty.
There he is.
How were the games?
It was good.
The man.
We won like
The myth.
Oh,
got like second out of 3.
Motherfucking legend.
Bam!
What's that?
no, today, sir. Today, Bam, you are the legend.
I feel appreciated. Thank you very much. I don't know if you heard the John Cena music playing in the background, but there was John Cena music playing in
I
the
did
background.
not. I'm sorry I don't have some grand entrance music for you. I'll work on that as the podcast grows. I'll start working on all those little fun things. But if you look behind me, do you see the board behind me?
Oh shit. GGL bam. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And now remember, I have to write that stuff backwards to make it show up forwards on camera. So a little extra special for you.
Hell yeah. What's up, brother?
What's up? So, are you going to be on camera? Because I will put you in the central picture if you are. If not, you don't have to. It's solely up to you.
Unfortunately not. I
Okay.
got the kids sleeping.
That's fine.
So
That's
I
fine.
gotta keep it down.
Just making sure. So, yeah, Bam is this little square over here. This is Bam right here.
Howdy, folks.
So, we'll just get started. You know, the podcast is chill. You've been in it.
Yes, sir.
I know that like you've been in. I'm not sure how long you've been in the GGL Discord, but I know it wasn't too long ago you were sitting in a chat, and I was like, you know what? I haven't really talked to this guy. Let me go see what he's up. I'll just hang out. I like hanging out in the mornings, and then we started talking. But so it's basically like I just want it to be like we're just like we do when we're in the chat, right? Like my podcast is not. Like, I don't have a set of questions that I'm going to grill you with. You're not on, like, a hot seat or anything. My vibe is
how
that...
long I've been in the Discord.
What's that?
How do I check how long I've been in the Discord?
You know what? I know there's a way, but I'm not sure.
You've been here since March 20th.
Okay, there you go. There we go.
Woohoo.
So, March 20th. But, so yeah, just like, and it's like, dude, it's like we're hanging out at my house and you're sitting on a couch. Here's a microphone.
Cutter's Couch, everybody.
Cutter's
W
Couch. By the way, the name of we'll get into it, but the name of the podcast is It'd Be Like That Sometimes. Because for a little context, when I first, so you were in the VC, and like in the mornings I like to edit. Sometimes I'll go on my podcast, but sometimes I like to hang out in the GGL just if anybody wants to vibe. And I saw you in there, and I was like, I haven't really talked to this guy. So I jumped in, and then like we started talking, kind of vibed right off the way. Like it was pretty cool. But like again, I didn't know you, so one of my things is like I love getting to know people. Everybody has a story, right? No matter what it is, everybody has a story. Everybody has a life to talk about. And we were vibing out, but a funny story though. When we first started hanging out, you were streaming on TikTok, and so Bam was streaming on TikTok, and while we were vibing, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll pull you up because I love to support people, and if they're doing it, even while I'm doing something, at the very least I like to have them pulled up. So Bam was streaming on TikTok, and I was watching him, and he has like what I used to have when I had my NVIDIA graphics card, which is like the background removal thing filter. Because I don't think you're using a green screen, right? You're using like that background filter that you get. That's
Yeah, I'm
in
using the standard background filter that they give. I was actually trying to figure it out because like that's like I just recently started heavily going into like TikTok streaming, and I like it. I like it a little more than the purple app, but we won't talk about that.
Right. Yeah, but like, so I'm sorry, you guys. I have. What was I even saying? Oh, so you had the background filter on. I'm sorry, my brain likes to decide to just shut off in the middle of a sentence. But so you had the background filter on, and I swear to God, and nothing on anything, but it looked like I thought he was just having fun, right? So he had this filter on, and it looked like he was wearing a big parka. Like, I'm like, okay, maybe, I mean, it could be cold in his house, but maybe it's just kind of like, a vibe. Like, I always wear hats in my stream. Maybe he kind of does that for whatever. So it looked like, the big Eskimo parkas that have, like, all that fur, right? It looked like that. And I was like, dude, I see you have a filter on. I go, are you wearing a parka while you stream? And he started laughing, and he moved his head, and he's like, no, it was his hair. He just has, like, this big, full head of hair, but the way that the filter was going around his hair.
It's like kind of like cutting around my hair.
Yeah, it cut it. Look at like it totally looked like it was like a fur hoodie to like an Eskimo jacket, and he just started laughing, and like I just thought it was the funniest thing because I'm like, oh my God! I go, first of all, that's a lot of hair, but the way your filter made it look. So I mean, we had a good laugh, and that was pretty cool. And that's like exactly like the vibe that like we have here, right? That I like to have here. Like you guys know me, right?
Was that pre-helicopter crash or post?
That was. You know what? I don't remember because that's the other thing is when we were playing. Do you want to tell your side of that story? I mean, ultimately, I want people to know you, so like you take over whenever you want. I just wanted to get a little intro. So he'll take over.
Number one pilot in Battlefield 6. In my training days, right? So I'm like, all right, let's get in the chopper. Boom, we get in the chopper, and I'm like, we got to get this load out before the storm closes on it. So the storm is closing. It's not fast, but it's at a decent speed to where we kind of got to hurry. So I'm like, all right, let's go. We hop in the chopper. Now, mind you, I'm still in training. I don't know how to land yet. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Tokyo drift this chopper.
Yeah.
So we fly over to the loadout, and then I try to like drift. I literally try to drift the chopper, and it was working until the tail of the chopper caught the storm. And once that happened, yeah, we were instant dust. We lost that match, but we got valuable memories.
Yeah, and he's flying it, going like, "We're gonna make it." And I'm like, "No, dude, we're not." And then he literally like tried to turn the chopper like he was drifting in Fast and the Furious, and went right into fire, and we got cooked. And I'm like, "Okay, lesson learned. You never get to fly a chopper again." And he's like, "I'm in training," and I'm like, "I don't care." Because then he proceeded to do it.
Pilot on Earth, okay, in Battlefield. Or, we'll see about any other game. But for now, the greatest pilot on Earth. I'm not a lander. You're just going to have to jump out, brother. I'm sorry.
That's debatable. But we'll talk about landing with Toji. But Toji has actually agreed to come on the podcast, too, in the first week of December. So he'll tell that version of his story. But don't forget the truck that you drove in the fire going, we're going to make this loadout. We're going to make it. And, like, singed our butt hairs off as we're running to get out. And he's like, we didn't make it.
But did you die? We didn't die that time. We got a couple of burnt butt hairs, but that's minor damage,
Yeah, it was great. So he doesn't get to drive vehicles, and if he does, I won't get in the vehicle. That's just how it is. So
we could just jump out.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, team. I know one of our other teammates is in here. Kins is in here. Just make sure that he doesn't get to drive. If we get in a vehicle, he doesn't get to drive, or I'm hoofing
I think
it.
he can attest to this. I literally was just in a vehicle with him, and it didn't end so good. We ended up getting curb plowed by enemy rockets, like anywhere from 3 to 4 rockets at the same time.
Yeah. So all right. So the floor is on you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, so people know more than just a guy sitting in a Discord channel. What's your story, man? Family, all that good stuff. Tell us some good stuff.
Yeah, just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
Some Bon Jovi.
You know.
Let's go. Oh, that's Journey. I'm sorry, Journey. My bad.
I was going to say, whoa.
Whoa.
That's too separate.
I was thinking Dead or Alive. My bad.
Respectable, both respectable. But
Yeah.
I got 4 brothers. I'm from Jersey. 2 kids, wifey in the back. I don't know if you can hear them, but
We can,
their
but not bad. So how was it?
Yeah.
So 4 brothers. What was that like? Growing up with 4 brothers, like that had to be like competitive. I'm guessing, or were you guys just like we're like the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, it was especially when it came to video games. We were competitive, so we actually competed on who could come out the womb with a Game Boy first. So that I won that one. But yeah, got into video games coming out the womb. Started with a Game Boy in my hand and worked my way up to consoles and computers. So it's kind of how like I'm pretty good on I think I'm decent on a Battlefield or whatever, or any computer game, honestly, as long as I just get used to it.
What was your favorite console? Was it like, did you prefer, or which one did you prefer?
Honestly, PS3, because if it's free, it's for me. And PS3 had the had the free internet for everybody. So,
oh, did it?
Anybody who wants to debate that, you can debate me on that. PS3 was the best console of all time.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't know that the PS3 had like free internet.
Yeah. And then once PS4 came out, that's when they were like, "Hey, man, you guys got to start buying memberships." And we're like, "Fuck."
You know, funny story. The PS4 Pro was the first time I ever played PlayStation. I hated the PlayStation. I didn't like the controllers. I didn't think they had. I really didn't think they had like good games. And the only reason I think I might have gotten one by now, but the only reason I think I ever got a PlayStation was when I was working a job for asset protection, which we can talk about because that came up. There was when I was working there, we had a faulty credit card charge that they tried to buy a PS4 Pro with, which happened to be a Star Wars PS4 Pro. And my boss got sick of it sitting in the office because Walmart wasn't doing anything. Oh, I just put Walmart on blast. And so he's like, he goes, just fucking, when you leave here, I'm sorry, excuse my language. When you leave here, just put it in your coat and take off with it. He's like, well, they're never going to do anything. And I'm tired of seeing it. And I'm like, okay. And that's how I ended up having a PlayStation. But I was always an Xbox fan. So that's what I was going to ask you, like, are you hung up on like the whole console war? Are you like PS4?
Absolutely not, bro. Every console is unique in its own way. You feel me? So, like, I love Xbox. I love PlayStation. Even though like back in the day, I used to joke heavy about about Xbox players. You know, that's just because I mainly had a PlayStation, but I did have an Xbox, and you know, I wasn't like biasing on any console. Honestly, I enjoy them all, like, genuinely.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I know I preferred the Xbox, but that's what I mainly played when the first like for me, like, so you've been so you said that you've been playing obviously basically out of the womb. That's basically me when I was 5 years old, but I think I have a few years on you. Like, how I forgot we talked about, how old are you now? If you want.
Let me look at my license real quick.
He's like, age is just a number.
Yeah, man. Hey, I just let time pass. That's all it is. About 32.
So you know he's been gaming for 20 years, let's say.
Nah, bro, 32. I'm telling you, I came out the womb with Tamagotchi. What was it? The Game Boy. That was your first like console or introduction into gaming.
That's like
Introduction, no. Like that was the first like kind of handheld console that I owned.
Okay.
Which was a little not Game Boy Color, the one before, the gray one.
That was just a Game Boy, wasn't it? Just a standard Game Boy.
Yeah, I think the standard Game Boy.
Yeah.
And then because I was actually introduced before that, but because like my uncle used to show me the video games like he was playing and stuff, and then I eventually started off with the Pokemon route of the journey. You know, getting all the Pokemon red, yellow, green, and then, you know, over time upgrades.
So did you get a PlayStation or Xbox first?
PlayStation.
PlayStation. So what do you prefer to play on? Like if you had to pick between playing on Xbox or like a PlayStation, like for now for me it's the PC, but like I always played on the Xbox. I prefer the Xbox. I have that PlayStation also, but I don't even have my live connected to it right now because I don't really play on it. Everything's more on the PC, but I prefer the Xbox. But once I got the PlayStation, I didn't mind playing on it. I learned the controllers. I still think Xbox has the better controller if I had to pick like a battle between them. I still don't like...
Debatable. That's debatable.
I mean, yeah,
I
and
feel
it's like how it fits in. I have big, chubby hands, so like... I don't know, the Xbox controllers just seem to fit better in like my grip.
True. I like if you put an Xbox in front of me and put a PlayStation in front of me, I'm gonna go for the PlayStation honestly, because like I feel like since that's been the console I played the most. Like I had my Xbox, but I rarely played it. You know, I had certain games on there like the exclusives that I would go and play, but other than that, like I was kind of heavier on my PlayStation. So like I feel like the controller mapping I would be better on PlayStation. If not, then definitely PC.
Yeah. I'm definitely happier having a PC, and I don't buy all that console war crap either. It's like play on what you like. I play on all of them. I have Xbox, PlayStation, and the PC. I've played on my buddy's Nintendo Switch, Game Boy. Like I've been here for like the entire evolution of gaming, so I've played on all of them.
What was your first game? Like first game?
Pong. It was the little.
Right.
My dad put together a little red, with the two dials, and then like everything was like the white, the two white sticks and the dot, and it represented like basketball, hockey, soccer, like breakout. Like every game was the two things. So I literally like played that, and then I remember getting like an Atari 2600 and that old school like Pac-Man. But I mean, I played on things like maybe consoles. I don't know if you even remember like the Intellivision. I used to get. They had the paddles. Yeah, they had those. So they were like these square paddles, about like yay big. I don't know if you're. Oh yeah, you should be able to see me. Like about that big, and then it had a little disc, and the disc you moved your thumb around. Like, well, you had to press the disc. Like it wasn't like a thumbprint disc. It just was a disc, and you moved it, but you had to move your thumb around like a D-pad controller. And the game I remember playing the most on that was Burger Time, and I used to get blisters from that stupid thing. But one of the worst controllers ever was that for that game, literally. But all I ever played on it, I remember playing on that is Burger Time. But I remember Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I never got a Dreamcast, so I can't really speak to that one.
I had a Dreamcast. That one was.
How was that?
I'll tell you, that one was interesting. It was a different like controller mapping, so like compared to the PlayStation and Xbox controller mapping, which is fairly similar. Like they had what was it? I think it was the A or Y buttons, something like that. And it was like that's the one thing I remember about it is like the controller mapping was it took me a while to get used to it, like holding the controller in my hand. But once I got it down, it was light work,
Yeah. So what kind of gamer are you? Do you consider yourself pro? or what do you like? Average? Like, what would you say the type
I'm
of
a
gamer you are?
pro at. I'm a everything gamer. Realistically, like
Yeah.
I go from playing games like ESO to more recently Schedule One and Battlefield, Helldivers, Marvel Rivals, Power World. Like these are just some of the games that I've more recently been playing. Ready or Not, oh man, that one was tough.
Ready or Not, that's a good one.
Yeah, Dragon. Then I could go to games like Dragon Ball Z, Sparking Zero, and like Dying Light. Like when I tell you, I play. Like, there's no one specific category that I stick to, if that makes sense. Like, I even play Lego games. Like, me and my daughter, we play Lego games all the time.
That's awesome. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you play with your daughter, like, so you said you had like 4 brothers, so tell us about your family. What was Lil Bam like? Was Lil Bam like Bam Bam, like the little Bam Bam in the Flintstones? Like, were you a little troublemaker?
Story? Yeah, that's actually how I got my nickname.
Oh, how? Because why?
So I used to get into trouble all the time, like with my parents, and then this one day, I forget how old I was, but I was still like, toddler age, anyways. One of the bedposts, like my father was disassembling a bedpost, and he couldn't get this one piece off, and then he went into the other room to take a break, and then out of nowhere they come back and they hear my older brother crying. So they're like, what the hell happened? And they see me with the unremovable piece in my hand and I just clocked him over the head with it.
Oh my lord!
Similar to Bam Bam, because he had the bat.
Right. Yes. So that's always one of my questions, which I think you just answered. Is like I'm sure that represents like your tag and stuff like that. You were a little Bam Bam.
Yeah, basically. I just shortened it to one Bam.
Damn, and I wish, like, I thought about it. So when I was making the little post for like the podcast the first time and stuff like that, and I try to put a little GIF with it. I honestly was like, do I want to put that one, or then I went with the Emerald, and I was like, but I was trying to figure out just the best one, and I almost went with that one. And now I wish I would have, because like now that you tell the story that's like literally your nickname, I'm like, damn it, I missed a freaking golden opportunity on that one, and here I went with the Cook.
It's alright. The highlights, you got it. You could do it for the highlights.
Yeah. Are you by chance a cook?
A cook? I know how to cook.
Okay, but you're no Emerald Lagasse.
I don't consider myself a chef, but I do chef around, if that makes sense.
No, I got you. Yeah, I just wanted to make my my GIF a little more contextually better, because if you would have been like a great chef, then it would have worked. Because I just wish I would have with the little Bam Bam thing. That would have been amazing. So, all right, dude. So, we'll talk about some other stuff, because we realized a lot of things that like we have in common, which is pretty amazing. But
heck yeah.
So, what led you? Like, what's your story? If you saw when Baile was on the podcast on Monday, he had a pretty a cool story on how. Yeah, what's that?
I said W Baile.
Oh yeah, W Baile, and he put up with some internet issues. Which, by the way, just to explain for everybody, so it literally wasn't so much the weather. What had happened was, so if anybody was at the podcast with Baile on Monday, I had some internet issues, and he really, he stuck around, and everybody stuck around, so I really appreciate everybody for that. But come to find out, it wasn't necessarily the weather. Yeah, you guys were amazing for coming back and putting up with that. Come to find out, there's a company in London called Cloudburst. Oh my god, I think it was Cloudflare. It's called Cloudflare, and they're like an internet-based company out of London. Well, I guess they were doing some stuff, and everything in one way or another is interconnected, and they were doing some kind of update or did something wrong, and it actually caused worldwide issues with internet services because of something that they had done, and that's why for those couple of days, yeah, we do have weather issues, and if anybody knows that a lot of times weather does affect like that kind of stuff. But I guess it was literally they had messed with the internet somehow on their end and their company in it or whatever, and it kind of caused a hiccup throughout like the internet, like around the world. Like people were having issues like all over the place. So in my defense, blame them. Not to try to put them on blast, but hey, you know, everything's connected.
Internet, people get your stuff together.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I do appreciate everybody like sticking it out. I was getting so stressed after that. I just felt so bad. But even Bailey was like, dude, you can't, you know, don't feel bad about something you can't control. But I always want things to go like smooth, especially on things like this. So, but how did you find your way to like the GGL? Like, how did you get in the community?
All right, so ready for this?
Yes,
Boom.
absolutely.
There I was in the middle of summer. Nah, I'm just kidding. It was March. It was March, and you know, I was on the internet. I'm like, I've seen the ad like multiple times, like, and it was just Clinton Sparks, and then I'm like, this can't be real. Like, I didn't believe it. I'm like, this doesn't look real to me, you know. And then, you know, I saw him with T-Pain, and I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute, maybe this is real. So then, shortly after that is when they came out with the actual way to join, and I'm like, you know what? Like, once I came across that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna join it, and whatever happens, happens. You know, like if it works out, cool. If it doesn't, fuck it. You know, it's an experience. So, excuse my language, everybody. I'm like part sailor, part damn.
Just don't get me banned on Twitch and you're good.
Done deal. But yeah, man. I came across the ad, and I'm like, I'm gonna join it. So I think we were waiting in the Discord for a really long time, to be honest. But you know, eventually led to today. I started being, well, you know, fast forward a bit, and I started being more active in the general chat. So yeah, I like vibing with everybody. Everybody's cool as shit. And like I like that I could just hop in or create a VC, and then random people just join me to, you know, to play games. Like even if we're not like getting paid for this shit, it's still fun as hell, you know.
Yeah.
Because like for some people, like you hit up I guess your original group of friends, and you know, everybody's busy, everybody's got their own shit to worry about, which is understandable. But you know, there's people that aren't busy and don't have shit to do, so you know, we just vibe out with them.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you get the Discord invite? Like, how did you get it? Because I got mine on an Instagram post when I commented, and then they sent it to me like through Instagram. How did you get yours? Because I think some people got emails.
I think it was email, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I got mine on Instagram, and then I joined it, and then that's when I got the email about, or no, I got the email, yeah, about at the same time what the one that T-Pain was in that talked about it and stuff like that, the one that everybody initially got. Yeah, and then I remember the actual Discord invite came on my Instagram or whatever, so I know different people got in, because I thought it was everybody like got in through Instagram, but I know like some people got in differently. So I was just curious to see how people like got their invites and stuff.
I got you.
Because I know a bunch of us, like, we're always active on you know, like the Instagram posts and YouTube and Facebook, and I've done some watch parties for the events. Now, have you gone to any of the the first couple of events that they had for season 0?
Unfortunately, I haven't, but I am trying to make my way out there sometime in 2026. At least just for the experience, you know, just because, you know, it seems like a chill vibe. You know, people seem nice as hell, so
Yeah,
I definitely want to take a trip out there.
yeah. Well, you know that one did get postponed till 2026. So maybe you can make that one because it's. I can tell you right now, it's like a pretty legendary experience. Because I went to the one in June. I haven't gone to any more for basically for mainly reasons as I'm saving to better my life. So I'm probably moving next year. So I'm
Nice.
kind of. That's why I try to do like watch parties for the events that have gone on and stuff like that. But I remember going in June, and after being in the Discord, because I think I joined sometime in March, and it was talking to these people like Commando and 3 Pale 1 or The Pale 1 and a bunch of other people, and CJ. I talked to him right away, and then his wife joined and stuff, and got to know them, and then it was like I'm just telling you it. Like you'll love it because I remember when we got there and I think it was like CJ and Violet were outside. Like when I got there, I got welcomed by J Dash. He was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll pick you up and I'll take you there." And J Dash and his amazing fiance, they kind of like hosted me almost the whole weekend and took me out there. And then CJ and Violet were walking up from the next door. I guess they were at the little sandwich bar or whatever, and then all of a sudden some more people started kind of walking up, and we were talking, and then we walked into that big cafeteria room, and like as soon as I walked in, it was like I remember Commando was like Cutter, like recognized it. It's like it's a really cool feeling, and then everybody started just doing the same thing to everybody, and it was like an amazing feeling. So I absolutely hope that you get to go to even at least
That's
one of
awesome.
them. In the season 0, and obviously I hope that you get drafted. I hope everybody does, right? I hope everybody gets a shot
Yeah.
at being on a team, but I really hope to like watch you guys like get drafted. That's why watching Baile get drafted. So, but if you can get out there like in one of these things,
Oh, 100%.
dude,
bro.
it's such an
It's on the
amazing.
list.
And everybody's so cool, right? We're all gamers. Everybody games. That's the big thing. But like all these people have been awesome, and CJ and Violet were great, and everybody was great. Commando, everybody that I met. So definitely, it's pretty cool. But yeah, like you said, it's a great place to just vibe out. I remember the first time I was afraid to get into like a VC. There were a bunch of people. I don't remember everybody that was in there. I think maybe CJ was in there, and might have been Mike, might have been some other people. And I was like, nah, because I'm used to kind of like being in the background. And I go, you know what? I joined this league for a reason. I go, I'm just gonna hop in, and I just did it. And it was amazing because everybody was just like so cool, and then we started doing everything. So,
Honestly, that's kind of how that's kind of how it was for me too. Like at first I didn't really join any of the VCs or anything, and then we started getting into like the tournaments, and then that's when I actually learned about how to make the VCs and everything. And I'm like, oh shit. So then like maybe a couple tournaments later, that's when I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna start making my own VCs, and whoever joins, whoever doesn't, it is what it is, people busy. But yeah, just recently I started going, like making it a VC within the past 2 weeks. I think I've just been making one randomly every day or every other day type shit.
yeah, which is cool. Which was what we try to tell like new people that are hopping in, or people that are like, I don't know what to do here, or like how do I get around the community and get noticed to play games. And it's like, fire up a VC, find people that want to play a game that you want to play, and just hop in and be in there and stuff. And that's why when I saw you in, like I think it was a couple of weeks ago maybe, or a week or so ago, like it was just like you were chilling, and I'm like, I haven't really talked to him. I'm gonna jump in there, and kind of vibed right out the gate, which was really cool. And now we're teammates on the Red Sec team for tomorrow. But I am gonna put you on the spot with like questions. So it's a two-part question. It's a two-part question. One, you can answer however you want or which way you want. One, what is your goal, or what do you hope to get out of the GGL? And also, what do you think the GGL represents? Like, what is your version? If you're going to tell somebody, like, I'm brand new, I like the game, I think I want to get in it, what would your spiel be to explain like the GGL and what it's all about and what it represents, and then what are you hoping to like get out of it? Not like get out of it. I don't want to say that like you're trying to get something out of them, but like what do you hope to accomplish, or what are your goals as being a part of the community? Like, are you just vibing or whatever? So like those are your.
All right, wait. Let me one question at a time.
Yeah, you answer however you want. Those are the two, so you pick which one and go for it.
So what was the first one? Let me answer that one first.
We'll just answer. So tell somebody that's brand new that you want to get into the GGL.
So
give them your spiel, what you think it represents, and what it is.
So you start off the conversation. Boom. Hello. How you doing? Forget about it. Anyways, you kind of get a feeling for how much of a gamer they are, and if they're like, oh yeah, I play video games just to mess around or whatever. You could tell them, hey, there's GGL, greatest gaming community in the world right now, and yeah. But if it's like a heavier, like, oh, I game every day type shit, I'll just be like, hey man, you want to join the Super Bowl of gaming? And that usually hooks them in. So once they hear like the Super Bowl of video games, they're like, you know what? Let me hear more. So I try to go into more detail about that, but that's kind of how I introduce it. Or that's my version of it, anyways. I could be wrong.
Well, like, so how do you see like the GGL? Like, I know a lot of people are, even Clinton talks about it, and there might be a good chance where we might actually get to talk to him on here. So, but he, talks about like it's, the big thing that it's not all about like skill and about your rank on leaderboards. It's like about community and stuff like that. Like, yeah. Do you think like it's not like an esports, right? It's not strictly esports.
No, it's like esports. It's like, to put it in a simpler way for me, it's like there's casuals and there's quick play and there's ranked. So obviously everybody who wants to try to go for the ranked is gonna do every tournament that they could possibly do, and those in casual, we just chilling here, vibing in the community nights, having fun, getting to know each other, networking, building that audience, or building like it's growth for individuals joining and current members or whatever,
Right. So what do you hope to do in the GGL?
Whatever I can, brother.
Yeah.
If I get drafted, best believe everybody's catching the smoke. Don't matter who it is, whatever game, I'm in there. I've always said that. I play games like Tekken. I play every category, so it don't matter. You put me in the game, give me some practice first, obviously. Right. I mean, some games I could jump right in, and a match or two I'll be warmed up, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, shooter games, any type of shooter game. But like if it's a game like Arc Raiders or something, like give me some time to learn it first, and once I learn it, I'm good.
I'll teach you.
Yeah.
I like to play that game.
A wise man once said, "There's two types of players: those who have Arc Raiders and broke people."
We'll get it.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think Arc Raiders, as much as I love Battlefield, I think definitely Battlefield is probably multiplayer of the year, only because I think Arc Raiders is game of the year for me. Absolutely game of the year. I know the Expedition won, but I mean, yeah, for what it's done and being the type of game that it is, and how popular it is. I mean, how it's like at one point it passed Battlefield. It had 700,000 concurrent players. Nightly it's at like 400,000. Like, just alone what a game like that has done, and to put itself where it did, right? Right after Battlefield, and unfortunately we have to mention it, but I think we all kind of know my feelings about Black Ops. But there was they were trying to say that like it's sandwiched between two juggernauts. Do you really? it might be a longer podcast than people might hope for. So if we do that, but I mean, it is what it is, right? Black Ops is what it is. But for intensive purposes, like all the critics and everything were saying, here comes this indie type game, multiplayer, extraction shooter being launched right between Battlefield and Black Ops, which they're considering two juggernauts. I think it's one juggernaut and Black Ops, but. And look what it did. Look what it's doing, right? It's amazing. So I think for me that game absolutely would be game of the year for me. So what would be what do you think is game of the year? I know you haven't played Arc Raiders, but I mean you can gather from what people say. But for the games that you played, if you're gonna pick your game of the year, do you agree with Expedition 33, or do you think Battlefield, or maybe something else that you like playing a lot? What do you think would be your game of the year for this year versus
for 2025? That's a good question there.
That's why I asked it.
I don't know, because all right, so
I try to ask good questions, man. Got to be credible podcast, so I got to come up with some good questions.
All right, so me being a Marvel fan, at one point Marvel Rivals was everything, you feel me? But then they kept introducing characters. I mean, the characters are tough, don't get me wrong, but made people want to sweat more. So now you can't even join a quick play lobby and have fun in it because of how sweaty people are trying to be in there. I mean, yeah, there's some matches here and there. I'm not doubting that or whatever, but game of the year might, for me, have to go to Helldivers.
You think so?
Helldivers 2. That, I understand player count and shit matters, but that game, the graphics, the gameplay, the camaraderie, it drew up a very, very quick crowd in a small amount of time. Granted, Arc Raiders did the same thing, but in an even smaller amount of time. I don't know, something about Helldivers 2 that's just holy shit, bro, I need to keep playing this.
Right, and ultimately it was more what do you feel, not what do you think the numbers will say, or what the popularity
honestly,
is.
Battlefield and shit is cool, but I haven't played Expedition. Some of the games that have came out this year, I haven't played all of them or heard of all of them. So,
excuse me, I'm sorry.
I can't really judge the ones that I have no knowledge of, So based off of everything I've played, I love Helldivers, and Battlefield is a close second.
So that would definitely be your game of the game of the year.
Current standing, yes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of they were kind of saying too is because Toji was talking to me about that kind of a thing for Arc Raiders is because it came in so late that it technically kind of doesn't qualify for game of the year, which if that's the case, I still think it's game of this year, and I think it could absolutely take game of next year, right? It's going to take until Gears of War E-Day comes out, and then all bets are off. But
oh man, when that one comes out, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Are you a big Gears fan?
I'm a moderate Gears fan. I used to play back in the day, and I know a lot of the story. I mainly played online. Never. I mean, I've explored some of the story missions, yeah, but I was mainly online. So I just remember running up on people with the shotgun, telling them have a blast.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. You were in the podcast with Bailey on Monday. Were you there when I showed my level of how much I like Gears of War? Because I had asked him about Gears of War versus Halo, and he's more of a Halo guy. Did you see what I showed him to explain my level of which one is my favorite?
I don't remember. Was it your tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you got to figure, right? You got a tattoo of a game, you kind of like it, or you're just...
Of course.
Right? Yeah. So, yeah, the Gears of War... And it was the first ever tattoo I got, and it's, the size of my upper, shoulder area. that was like the
Nice.
first tattoo I ever got. Yeah, I love Gears of War. That's like my all-time favorite franchise.
I love both, but if I had to pick one over the other, I'm sorry, buddy, but it has to be Halo, because that was literally like, that was the game that my uncle got. Like, he got me to play with him. That like really drew me into gaming. So
Okay, everybody. Well, that's Bam. Thanks for the podcast. See you later. No, I mean, everybody, each to his own, and that was kind of like how I used to be too. Was like I actually played Halo. I was explaining that I played Halo, and then I found Gears of War, and it was all about Gears of War. And back then I used to be the thing that I used to hate the PlayStation, and it was Xbox is better than PlayStation, and Gears of War is better than Halo, which it is. Because I think the biggest thing that Halo doesn't do is the cover system. I think that kills it, right?
So all right, I completely understand what you mean by that, because like the cover system was tough as hell, but jumping around and getting those not only the headshots with the sniper, the energy sword, like getting melee kills with that, the hammer. Wait, was the hammer in the second one, or
The Hammer of Dawn,
the hammer came later?
or not the Hammer of Dawn? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think it came later, but like
Yeah, it was.
I feel like the overall feel of Halo for me was better.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I liked Halo. I played it up till 3. I really liked it. I loved the story. Like, Halo was great, and then it totally took a nosedive after that for me. That's my personal take on it. I thought it got worse, and then once I found Gears of War, and I thought, a cover system is like perfect, and then I'm gonna tell you right now, I think the greatest for me, and maybe you can answer the same question because you're a gamer too. We're all gamers. I think the Lancer is the greatest weapon ever in a video game, ever. Right? An assault rifle with a chainsaw, yes please. Like, the coolest, greatest weapon ever. Like, I would love if you could supplant that freaking weapon in like every game you play. You want to put skins in Call of Duties and all this crap, throw the Lancer around, please. Like, let me have that in Cyberpunk, right? Let me have that in Battlefield or something like. But I just thought the biggest thing would end was the cover system for me, is what put me over the edge for Gears. And then I loved just the overall, like the machismo and the big soldiers and the the Lancer rifle. And then when I started learning how to 2-piece with the shotty, it was all about that shotty.
Oh man, when everybody figured out that shotgun was the way to go, that's all anybody was using.
Dude, I got the headshot achievement from using the shotty, because I never used the sniper in Gears of War. Like, unless I somehow was forced to, I never used the sniper. I got the headshot achievement from literally 2-piecing, because 2-piecing was you meleeed with the shotty and then fired instantly, and you popped their heads off. I literally got the sniper or the headshot achievement in Gears that way.
Oh, that's tough.
Dude, it was great. And then I just loved like chainsawing everybody. I remember the first time I ever saw that weapon when they showed the grub getting chainsawed in half, and I'm like, let's go. Right? Like, let's go. Yeah, Gears of War is legendary. So on that, is Halo like your favorite franchise, or what is your favorite all-time like franchise of games? Like, I love ACs, Far Cry's, Gears of Wars. Like, what would be your all-time favorite franchise for you?
Brother, you're on fire. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I actually have to think about that. There's
take your time, man.
pretty tough franchises, but shit, dude. Honestly, either the Tekken franchise, or the Dragon Ball Z franchise, 100%.
And why? Like, why is that like your favorite? Like, what about it? What about it makes it your?
Well, Tekken is just, for me, is iconic. Like, when people think of fighting games, a lot of people think of Mortal Kombat. A lot of people think of Soul Calibur, but like, to me, Tekken sticks out the most. Not only that, like, I'm pretty good at Tekken. Like, I'm okay, you know. So, and that's kind of how, you know, us as younger individuals, when we have nowhere to redirect our rage, boom, throw in a fighting game, and you know, have at it. So, I don't know, something about Tekken with playing with pause, no Diddy, Law, King, even Jin, characters like Jin, and when they added Akuma from Street Fighter, brother, I was on that character like syrup on hotcakes. So, but Dragon Ball Z is like one of the shows that like I'm deep rooted with, you know. So like, I was watching that shit back when I was a kid. So, like all the games, Budokai 2, Budokai Tenkaichi, Sparking Zero, like all of them shit's tough. Like, I don't think there's a single Dragon Ball Z game that they did wrong, and if they did, it wasn't noticeably horrible, you know?
Right. Well, you're gonna judge me a little bit then. I've never played or even sniffed a Dragon Ball Z game in my life.
I mean, I'm only judging you 100%, but besides that, you're good, brother.
So we're still good. We're still good.
Yeah, we're still good.
Nice. Yeah, I just like I talked about. I think with Dev, I was like, I never grew up getting into like Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z. It just I was GI Joe, Transformers. You know, then gaming was sports, and then it was Gears of War.
Even those cartoons and shit, like at fire. You feel me? Like that was a golden age of television, cartoon, gaming, all of that shit. Like, I don't know if you remember the very first Transformers game. That shit was legendary, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people talk about that. Yeah.
And then I don't remember. Is there a second one?
Yeah, that. What was that one that came out maybe a couple of years ago? I want to say it was like War for Cybertron, or there was a fairly what I would call recent. Within the last 10 years, there was a Transformer game that came out, but they didn't quite polish it up, so it didn't last. But people liked it initially, but I forgot what it's called. It's like War. I don't know, War for Cybertron or something like that.
Yeah, I think that one was trash. So I never, I never even like considered purchasing that one. But I mean, you know, everybody has their own likes, their own dislikes. So like, if you know, it's pretty crazy to me that you've never, you know, watched or played like Dragon Ball Z or what do you call it? You know, the other thing. But yeah, Pokemon. Because like for me, that was like starter stage. You know, or that was where my starting stage. So it is crazy, but at the same time, it's believable. You know.
Right.
Like I'm not judging you.
But 100%.
Yeah,
right.
But 100%.
Right, but that's like the cool thing about how many different like eclectic styles of people there are. Because like I told you, like for me, dude, it was growing up on like GI Joe, Transformers, Thundercats.
Thunder.
Which we still need a live action Thundercats. Thundercats, ho!
A good one.
I actually have a really cool Thundercats hat that I found at a Folsom Auto Mall. It was a Lids outlet store. But
nice.
yeah, but so I grew up on like that, right? And then it was, you know, Transformers, and I remember like the reject version, which was like the GoBots, right?
How do you feel about Power Rangers?
Oh boy, man, why you gotta do that to me? Why you gotta do that to me? This podcast is about you. This is not about me. Well, it was another one of those, like, okay, I'll give you I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was just like, this is too cheesy for me. Like, this is like, and the funny thing is, I love like classic like Godzilla movies, especially that one Godzilla -1. If nobody saw that, see it.
Oh man.
But
I love the
but I thought Power Rangers was just so super cheesy, and I didn't watch it, dude. It wasn't for me, and I know I'm like putting myself in the outcast, like people are probably judging me, and that's fine. And I know Power Rangers is huge, but for some reason, like I just didn't get it. Like I just was like, this is so epically cheesy, and people are so quick to like rip things apart and be like, yeah, this is cheesy, this is bad. I thought, what the hell? Why do people like this so much? But it just wasn't me. Again, it was like, you know, I mean, I liked Rambo movies and, you know, like action-packed, like Die Hards and you know.
Oh, yeah.
But I will be honest with you, though. I didn't know it was known as anime. But one of my favorite cartoons around the time of, like, when it was G.I. Joe and all that stuff, Robotech and Macross. I thought those were amazing. Those were so cool because they reminded me of, like, Transformers, right? So I associated it back to Transformers and didn't realize it was like an anime style. I just thought, you know, it was a different type of cartoon and a different type of animation show. But I did love like Robotech, like Macross, kind of stuff like that.
So were you ever into Gundams?
You know what? Not really, but like I do like Gundam because like I think it's cool because it reminds me of like Robotech.
Yo, Kamen Rider was forever gold.
Hey, what's up, Toji? Thanks for coming into Twitch. Now you gotta watch
Kamen Rider. Yes,
and what is that?
Dragon.
So you need to educate me.
Power Rangers. Oh, all right. Do you remember a show back in the day called Beetleborgs?
I briefly remember it, but did not watch it.
All right, so it's basic. All of these shows are basically like based off of Power Rangers, like or I would say. That's my opinion, alright? Don't sue me, guys. But Kamen Rider, Beetleborgs, Power Rangers, it's all like the same kind of category of like if you watch it, you'll probably think the same thing. Like, yeah, this is too cheesy. I mean, it's not too cheesy, but that's what you would say, 100%.
Toji says that they're based off Kamen Rider.
Oh, he said they're based off Kamen. Oh, well, I'm wrong. Kamen Rider came first. There you go. Chicken or the egg?
Okay, yeah, but I know people think I'm crazy, but yeah, I just thought Power Rangers was like, what is this? I'm like, what is this? This is so like cheesy, but
Kamen Rider was definitely better in my opinion, only because they actually had like tough ass motorcycles and shit. Like, yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Hi, Starbright, thanks for coming in. I think I know. I know you were hanging out. I saw you in Clinton's live. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Toji said, or well more, so they are all based off of Super Sentai.
Oh shit! Hold on, you might be putting me on to something. Teach me, Sensei.
We love Starbright. She's our new friend. She just joined the Discord. She's hanging out. So thanks for coming in, Starbright. Yeah, educate us. He wants to be educated. Super Sentai. Should we look it up?
I'm looking up the YouTube. It looks like Power Rangers Turbo or different. Oh, Power Rangers definitely might be based off of this. Like, there's 105% chance.
105% chance. So it's a close chance.
Yeah.
But yeah. But you know, like. And that's cool, right? And it's not like I didn't like, except for maybe the Power Rangers. Like initially, like I get like that obsession or that like I love this. It's like things that I love that are like amazing. That's like some people like may not like even gaming franchises. I think the Far Cry franchise is one of my favorite.
I love Far Cry.
I think they're like, but a lot of people like.
Definition of insanity?
What's that?
Have I ever told you the definition of insanity?
No, but go for it. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Yeah. No, but the guy in wasn't it Far Cry 3?
Yeah.
The villain in Far Cry 3? Yeah.
That was one of the best ones for me, Far Cry 3.
Yeah. I liked 3, 5, and 6 were definitely my favorites.
I didn't play 6, but 3 and 5 were definitely goated.
And that was like another question I was in. So like, do you find like gaming also, like for me, I think gaming also is like an escape, right? That's why, even though like, okay, so Gears of War is like my favorite franchise of all time, but my favorite type of games are like open world RPGs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Cyberpunks, Red Dead Redemptions, ESOs, MMR, because
Those
you
were
can,
all so good because
you could sink yourself.
literally, like, you can lose yourself into hours and hours of those types of games, and like you wouldn't even notice. Like you sit there, you blink, and next thing you know, you got a house, and it's like 10 hours later on the game, and you're like, oh fuck, I was supposed to go to sleep. All right, one more dungeon, one more raid, one more this, one more or when I was playing Red Dead Redemption, one more group of people to mess with online. Because when they came out with online, we used to. It was just fun to just lasso people randomly and then take them for a little ride. Wee.
Yeah, that was fun stuff. But like, did you ever? Like, for me, a lot of, like, for example, during tough times and stuff, I definitely loved games that I could escape in, right? So did you find that, like, gaming, like, is also like kind of it's like an escape, like if maybe times are tough, you go just put on a game that you can just sink into, or like for me it's kind of like a passion, a lifestyle. Like, what is it for you?
It literally is. It's a bit of everything, honestly, but it's definitely heavy on the escape part because it does tend to redirect your attention off of, like, let's say you're stressing at work or you're stressing about some bullshit that you're going through, like you could literally pop in a game and, once you lock in, like it takes a lot of the bad away. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
So it's not only it's not only an escape, but it's a way to connect with, like, your friends and family and shit, like anybody realistically, in and to see them in a different perspective, a different light, like in GTA, you wouldn't expect one of your best friends to be going around taking out half of the players in the online mode, but we spawn the tanks, we spawn the what's that flying motorcycle with the missiles? I forgot what that shit's called, but we spawn these things, and we get to know the individuals for who they are in that game, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And I know you talked about like you play games with, like, your daughter and stuff like that.
Literally, like everybody.
It's a family thing too, right? And for me, it's, like, I'm divorced. I went through everything I went through. My daughter doesn't live with me, so I ended up getting her, like, I definitely got her into gaming when she was young. Like, I remember teaching her where, like, Zoo Tycoon was like her first game, and
she remember Zoo Tycoon.
Yeah, and she couldn't, like. I taught her how to use a controller. That for me was one of, like, my proud papa moments. Part of it is I know, like, my ex-wife hated video games. So, like, that was such a proud papa moment for me. I remember one Christmas when she was 7 and I was living with a friend of mine. I bought her a big screen TV and an Xbox for Christmas, right? Like, that was nice. Like, yeah, this is for, they're like, oh, is this for you? I'm like, no, this is for my daughter. And I remember teaching her that, but so she grew up, like, with dad being a gamer, and then I got her into gaming, and now that she lives, unfortunately, like, with her mom, it's just another way for us to connect is through gaming, and that's why I think, like, gaming is, like, so much more, right? So, like, she can play with me, like, when she's there, and then when she comes here, she takes over my streams.
Realistically, she can play with you anywhere and any time, because you got games like Among Us that are, like, super cross-platform to the point where you could play it on mobile and console together, and you also got games like Fortnite where you can also I know you're not much of a Fortnite player, but I've dabbled in Fortnite a bit, but in those games, like, I just recently found out that you can actually play with people who are playing on VR. Like, one of my recent amazing followers, he actually plays Fortnite in VR, and I think you were there for that stream. His name is Craft.
Yeah.
Craft. I call him Crafty, but yeah,
Craft Gamer. Yeah.
Yeah, Craft Gamer. There you go. Craft Gamer YYT.
Shout out.
Shout out Crafty. But he yeah, we were playing Fortnite together. He was on VR and I was on, computer, which, at the end of the day it's not a big surprise or whatever because they're both like computer. But it was still pretty chill, You can connect with anybody, anytime, anywhere with video games.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like, I thought it was the coolest thing that when I did the Apex tournament, one of my teammates was like from Kenya, right?
Nice.
And it's cool to talk to people like that because, like, I talk about like why I do the podcast and like how you can connect with people and you could connect with people that you never would, and you get to know people, and it's like I'm playing with a guy in Kenya, Africa. Like, what's it like?
Like this is an individual that you could possibly never.
You'll never cross paths in life. Like your existence will never meet, but through this, it did.
Yeah.
It's like mind blowing, but it's so freaking cool. I'm like, it was almost I was telling like my daughter and like my family, like, my teammate, one of them is from Kenya, Africa, because not a bias or not, but you don't realize like what is it like to like out to in Kenya, like what is gaming like in Kenya, what is it like anywhere. So yeah, you could connect with anybody anywhere. It gives an opportunity for families like in my case that it's just me, but like my ex-wife has my daughter and I can game with her even when she's not here. So it's cool that like when you were talking about like, so gaming is like for families and stuff like that. You can do family stuff. You game with your daughter. That's got to be one of the coolest things, right? Is gaming like with one of your kids or gaming with like your daughter and stuff.
Yeah, but even like playing with like, let's say you meet someone, you vibe with them, you guys become chill, whatever. Sometimes that shit leads to like 13-year friendships, 15-year friendships down the line, and then to the point where you actually like consider this individual their now family. I mean, obviously not now at that point, but after a while you start to consider them, like you get to know people, and then other people, they just come and go. So the ones that want to stay, they stay.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about the GGL is like, family. Like I have some friends. There's a guy that I game with who he's not part of the gaming community. I've talked to him about it, but it's not his vibe, and like that's cool. But him and I met years ago. I think going on 15 or so years. We started gaming on like the very first Gears of War, and we've been gaming ever since. And I remember, I tried to game with him right as I was like getting sick. And then I had to stop gaming, and I didn't even pick it up until last June. And I swear to God, when I picked it up, he saw that I was online, and he like messaged me, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And he knew that I was getting sick, but he didn't know everything. So he talked about the story, and then he's like, "Dude, let's game." And it was like when he first got on, he's like, well, at the time my gamer tag was Gotham. That's what I was known for many years, was Gotham 34.
Oh,
and
that's why your EA says that.
Yeah.
It says also listed as Gotham. I thought you were just a huge Batman fan.
I am, but that's why it was. So that's why that gamer tag was Gotham, because I'm a huge Batman fan. But that's why you see it as Gotham, because that was my gamer tag. And then I got sick. It all got taken away or went away. And when I renewed, I came up with a different gamer tag. But that day I first got on, it was like, he gets on, he's like, "Gotham, you're back." And it was like the coolest feeling, especially, but it just proves that like gaming, it builds like friendships and communities. Like I consider people like Violet and CJ and a lot of you guys in here, it's like a family. It is like family, right? They're your fam. You're not, you're not just someone you game with. It's like your fam, right? And
exactly.
So even though you have your immediate fam, like your daughter, but
I've never met these people, but I legit can't wait to meet each individually.
Dude, wait till you do. It's gonna be legendary. You'll love it.
It's Jay. Holy shit! It's J Dash. Oh shit! It's Pi. It's CJ's. I haven't had that moment yet, but it's coming. You know?
You'll get it, dude, and it's amazing. But that's why I see like doing this, like people get to know you. So like when you get to, you're like, yeah, I remember, you know, like not to say like reference my podcast, but hey, I remember talking to you on the podcast, or like yeah. Then you get to know the person that you do jump into VC with. So right, so that maybe it takes away from like you're not so nervous. Like when people are like, yeah, I don't know if I should. I'm like, just jump in. Like I was talking to somebody, one of our new people, and I'm like, just jump into VC, and they saw me in the VC just the other day, and they jumped in, and I'm like, see, it's like that easy. But when you get to know people, now they're not, maybe that'll help with the tensiveness of, oh yeah, I remember talking to Bam or whatever, or hanging out in the VC, or when he was talking on a podcast, or you know, when I saw him in the tournament, you know, whatever. And then it's like it kind of gets people more less tensive, like, right? Yeah, Starbright, shout out to Starbright.
More two with each other.
Yeah, and it's like now you're not like so nervous to like jump in a chat or jump in a Discord or whatever. And so like this will, you know, I hope that this helps them and helps you. Like, so when you finally do get that amazing experience of like going to one of the events, or even at any other time, maybe you get drafted, whatever it is, or you go to Vegas and they're like, they know you're coming to Vegas. Like, I can almost guarantee you the way like CJ and Violet are, as amazing as they are, and I'm not trying to like, you know, host out their house, but I'm saying like if they knew that you were coming out to Vegas for whatever reason, they're those kind of people. They're like, yeah, let's meet up like for lunch or something like that, and it's all because of like, you know, it's all being like brought together in this community, and that's why like bringing you on here, it gives people like a way to see you. So now you're not so much just Bam, right? I ask people like the story behind their gamer tags, but also like let's talk to them and let everybody get to know, so they're more comfortable. Like, yeah. You know, and then they might hear something, and it gives them something to talk about. Like, for example, we found out, like, we started vibing on, we started talking about music, quoting movies, and then I said something about asset protection for Walmart. And for everybody, I'll come to find out that this guy right here, Bam, also did exactly what I did, which was, you know, asset protection for Walmart. For
That's
about
like
how long?
years.
Tell them how long?
For about 10 plus years, I would say. I was 10. It had to be at least 9 or 10 minimum. So yeah, I started off, and I started off low, rose through the ranks, and ended my career as asset protection. And man, I got wild stories, man. From
Okay,
people,
well we got to share some. Go for it.
From people just trying to walk out with TVs, to people stuffing their coats with video games, to people going in the fitting room and changing the very clothes that they have on into like some underwear, socks, or t-shirts. Like, it's all crazy, man. So
Yeah.
like yeah, each case, like you find yourself thinking like it can't get worse than this, and then, you know, next day you encounter something worse than what you did the day before.
So what are some of your crazier stories? Like a couple of your like things that happened to you with like, because if people don't understand, like, you know, I mean, we're trying to protect like a company's product. People hate that you're doing that, but like I've dealt with so many people. But like, what are some of your like top stories? Because we talked about when we found out, we were like, oh my god, like I was top of the game. Like I literally was probably one of the top. They used to send people to my store for me to train them on how to be an asset protection person or whatever. What are some of like your top or favorite stories like that happened to you? Because we could go for hours. We could go for hours with stories.
Man. All right, so there was this one time I stopped. It was two, not to sound racist or anything, or, you know, if you think I sound racist, whatever, your problem. But it was two white dudes, right? So we stopped them for stealing like a wallet, a watch, you know, minor things. So then we pulled them in the office and we're like, you know, do you know why we stopped you? Immediately they broke out in an Irish accent, and I understood nothing of what they said. So I tried. I literally held my bearing with every ounce of strength I had, and I tried so hard not to laugh in front of them. It got to the point where I had to walk out of the room, and my coworker had to deal with the case. But they just talk so fast, and it's like, holy fuck, this is not happening. Like, and the accent on top of it, it just throws everything off. We ended up letting them go with a warning, like, hey guys, if we see you come back in the store doing it again, like, we're gonna have to get the cops involved. And yeah, I've never seen them again. But it was just like the excitement, because like, when you're in trouble, you have that gut sinking feeling,
Mm-hmm.
So like that feeling that they were experiencing made them talk so much and so fast in such a short amount of time that I understood nothing. And yeah, it was just funny as hell to me. Not only that, but I got plenty of stories of like stopping drug addicts, and yeah, like I said, each story is different.
Yeah, I have a lot. Yeah, there's so many different ones, but I have like some of what I would consider like my favorites. One of them is the Thanksgiving pregnancy one. So like that's why I wanted to hear like some of yours. Like I'll give you an example of what happened on Thanksgiving, right? So I think it was, well, it wasn't literally on Thanksgiving, because I didn't work it, but I think it was like the day before Thanksgiving or something. And as you well know, like people are not slick, right? People are not slick. They like
100%.
they do all these things that they think are like not being seen, or that are totally what's the word I'm looking for, like nonchalant or chill, and it's like you stand out like a sore thumb, right? So I watched this young couple, and it was a guy and a girl. At the time, I thought it was boyfriend and girlfriend, especially after. So I followed them, and I could tell that they were, ripping something open. And if I know the rules, right? You gotta keep constant visual on them. You gotta, blah blah blah.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Well, they did the thing where they grabbed something off the counter over in the I don't know what section you call it, where like toothpaste and tampons and all that
beauty.
stuff. Health and beauty, yeah, right. And they grabbed something. I don't want to tell you what it is until like we get towards the end of the story, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So they grab something and they go running. They leave it, and I could tell by their behavior, like, okay, and they're heading right to where like a lot of people like to go, which was Housewares, right? Housewares was like, oh yeah, nobody goes there, right? We're gonna go in there. So they go in there, and I see them out the corner. They're like ripping something apart, and they throw it up on the counter, and then they walk off. So I let them cut the corner, and I quickly come behind them, and I grab the box. Well, the box is a home pregnancy test.
Oof.
So, and I'm going to tell you right now that the girl couldn't have been over 18. And so I'm like, okay, but they're stealing, right? So
did you guys have, hold on, side note, did you guys have like a rule or whatever where if they stole something along those lines, like health and beauty, you guys had to let them go?
No.
Maybe it was just the condoms, because it's like
but I did used to think that like if kids are stealing condoms, I'm like, you know what, they're still stealing, but thank God that means they're practicing or trying to practice safe sex.
Literally,
so couldn't be mad at them. But
it's the stealing part that we're worried about here.
Right, it's theft is theft, right? It is what it is. But at least you guys were thinking like safe sex, so good for you. But you're still in trouble, right? Buy them. So anyway, so I pick it up 100%. And they walk to the back, and they're going to the restroom. Well, the girl goes into the restroom. Obviously, I don't follow women into the restroom, so I stand out there, and the kid was standing out. she comes back out, and they start walking up, and I asked one of the employees, go check and see if she ditched it or whatever, because if they don't have it on them, that was the thing, right? If they
gotta check for the packaging, just
yeah,
to make
and then
sure.
see that they had the product. So she ditched it, but here's the thing: is she used it, right?
Oh.
So anyway, they go out, and we stopped them because she did whatever. So take him into the office, and come to find out, it was not. That was not her boyfriend. That was her brother. And yes, she was, testing, taking up to see if she was pregnant, and so. But they stole it, right? So we have to, because she was, and I told you that I thought she wasn't under, so she was under 18, so we had everybody appropriate in there. You have women in there when you have women, people, all this stuff. Well, you have to call the parents and you have to call the police when they're 18, every time, no matter what.
Oh, yeah, of course. If
so,
minors, you have to call somebody to come pick them up.
So, yeah, and you have to call their,
to pick them up.
Yeah, and if the parents can't come or the parents won't come, whatever, I've had situations where the parents are like, nah, let them go to jail. Then the police have to take them. They have to take them away. So, the parents come over, and oh my God, the father and especially the dad, were absolutely livid, right? And then, so they're and they're like, yes, we're taking home. The cops are like, yes, they'll go home with you. They just have to write up the paperwork. And the dad starts talking to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I go, but, obviously they stole something. They're like, Dad, no. This is, like, we're absolutely livid. And he's like, what makes it even worse is we're here visiting our family for Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And I'm like, thinking in my head, I go, well, this is going to make one hell of a Thanksgiving story. And so...
I can imagine the dinner table.
Yeah, well, it gets a little bit better. So they take them to leave. And we were just, we have to have the product because it all goes back and then it goes into shrink and all that. So the lady that had grabbed it, as they're leaving, we all look. The pregnancy test was positive. So wow. Happy Thanksgiving, right? Like, wow. Yeah, like now we got to go home and we got to tell the family. Yeah. Like, I'm not, like, again, I don't, like, necessarily get enjoyment out of, like,
gross to sad real quick.
Like, dude, it was, like, I feel that whole family dinner is gonna be, crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking awkward.
Yeah,
I've had things like people, like, this one time, this lady, we've dealt with a lot of women stealing makeup. Women steal makeup, it is what it is, right? It's just makeup. So, anyways, got this one lady, she actually, we caught her stuffing, like, she's on camera stuffing the makeup, like, they're like these little tubes in her bra. So, like, we're like, alright, we got you, like, so she gets to the exit, we bring her into the office, we're like, oh, let's get the makeup back, da-da-da. She gives us, a couple pieces, maybe 5 pieces, bro. So we're like, this is kind of an indictable amount, so we got to get the cops involved. Next thing you know, cops are there. They bring her down to the station. We had a cop come back, and he's like, yo, did you guys have a lot more makeup? And we're like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, so they did. Basically, they did a cavity search on her, and they ended up finding, they ended up finding about 35 extra pieces of makeup, and about 10 of them were wrapped in a rubber band and shoved up a particular private area. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, we don't have to say more. We get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that shit was hilarious. We were like, what? It's like, we didn't even want to touch it at that point. Like, we had them put it on the counter, and we scanned it through the plastic that it was in.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's That's crazy. It's like the lady that we caught. That was, I mean, like one of our female employees watched her, and she like literally put on like 7 pairs of like underwear under her underwear, and and then that girl like made the rest. And it's like, well, you know, obviously all women in there. There was just like, you know, it was just like, what in the hell is going on? But did you ever get to people too that were like, you're not doing your job right, but yet they were walking out with like no product?
Oh, 1,000%. That was literally half of every day's cases. Like, there's the people who knowingly admit they're wrong. Like, yeah, all right, my bad, I fucked up. Please don't get me in trouble, right? And then you got the people who are like, I'm always right and you're wrong, and that video proof that you have is fake, and that's an AI version of me.
Well, dude, even before that, we used to have people that were like, "Oh, your camera's lying." I'm like, "Explain to me how a camera lies." Like,
Yep.
What are you talking about? But
I used to be like, you know what? We'll see you in court. That's all it is. We'll see you in court.
yeah, or the like you said to people that are like, well, you can't, you know, please don't get me in trouble. Please don't do this. I don't know if I told you this one where people would say like, you're not going to call the police, right? I mean, dude, they're stealing like legit stuff, right? And they're like, but you won't call the police. We're like, no, I go, he's like, you're not going to call the police on me, because as soon as you tell them, they're out.
As soon as you tell them the cops are on the way, they fucking haul ass.
Yeah. So they would ask like, they would ask like, you know, like, oh, you're not going to call the police. Please don't call the police. And I'd be like, no, I'm not going to call the police.
Meanwhile, the police are on their way.
well, we had like a thing, right? So they're like looking at me, you know, I'm taking them back to the thing, and they're like, you won't call the police? And I go, no, I won't call the police. I go, but I got to go do some paperwork. So we get in there and I start writing the paperwork, and I have a little intercom thing, and I'm like, we used to have this APM, and she was a royal, she was not a nice lady. So we used her as the scapegoat, and we're like, yeah, I'd be like, hey boss, Kelly keeps calling you. Can you call Kelly back, please? Which was code for my boss to call the police.
Yeah.
And the police would walk in, and they would just, their jaw would drop, their eyes would go open, and then it was like, you said you wouldn't call the police. And I go, I didn't call the police, and I told you that I wouldn't call the police. My boss called the police. So yeah, like, but I remember when we found that out, I'm like, oh my god, because I did it for a long time too. So, but it was cool to find out, right? We're just sitting here gaming, and here we are, and I had mentioned something about asset protection, and you're like, oh my god, no, I do. And it's like all of a sudden now we know something about you that we didn't do, and it's like a connection, and now it's like, oh my god. And it's amazing what you find out when you really sit down and like talk to people, right? And it's not just someone you might play in a tournament with, but if you don't sit down and like talk to them, you don't really get to know them, or like how they tick or something like that. You know, what causes them to tick? Why are they the way that they are? You know.
True.
So like, it was cool to just sit and talk, and then all of a sudden we just started vibing, and then all this stuff came up, and you were like, every day you get more legendary. And I'm like, then I started to notice something about you, and you guys will notice this about him, and it's amazing. If you don't know that, if you didn't go on Twitch and look at the title is called It Be Like That Sometimes. I have a thing where, and I know you say it too, but the other one that I say a lot is like, I'll always say like, it is what it is, right? And so Bam and I started hanging out, we were gaming. We talked about being on the Red Sec together, and we were playing a lot of games, and all the time, like, I'd be like, God, dude, I just threw that grenade, and it was like it was gummy bears, and then he would be like, it'd be like that sometimes. Or I'll be like, dude, you're not allowed to fly vehicles, you always fly into the fire, and he would hit me with, it'd be like that sometimes. And I'm like, you know, so that's like, you guys will notice that is one of his, like, eclectic sayings, which is amazing, right? You get to know someone, and it's just like, hanging out with you and getting to know you on like a more personal level, and hanging out and talking to you is like, I'm like, dude, I noticed something about you, and you notice. It's like one of your favorite sayings is it'd be like that sometimes. And then what did I tell you? I go, that's going to be the title of the podcast when you come on.
I think the last time I said it, it was the elevator shaft incident.
Oh, you mean the one where I went up and then fell right back down? Dude, does anybody have that freaking happen to them? That thing happened to me again. Like, you go up the zip line in the elevator shafts in Battlefield, and for some reason it, like, throws you, it bounces you, and it drops you.
The wrong way.
Yeah.
And, like, you can't even pull out your parachute. You just stuck there falling like fucking Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, and then I fell to the ground, and I'm like, God darn it, I fell and died. You're like, yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. And I'm like, thank you. I'm over here. But then I was like, dude, you know what? I just noticed something. You say that saying a lot, and it's like a personality thing about you. Like, it's cool, and it's like, if you don't talk to people, you don't get to know, like, cool things like that, right? And, you know,
Sure.
It's like, you know, hopefully, you go to one of these events and somebody walks up to you and the first thing they say to you is like, hey, it'd be like that sometimes. You'd be like, it is what it is.
Hey, it could be like that sometimes. It is what it is.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing, though. So, yeah, then we just started, like, going, okay, like, so save those for the podcast. Like, we got stories. I mean, we could do a whole separate podcast with just me, you talking about, like, stories like that. But it's just cool is I didn't know that, right? I mean, and if maybe I didn't hop in that Discord or whatever, or, you know, like, now people, like, might get to know you and go, oh my God, this is great. Like, I know something about him. That's, you know, why I like to talk to you guys and stuff like that. So we get to know each other.
When we're playing and, like, I'll mention a movie reference or a show reference, and then you'll just catch it. I'm like, yeah, this guy's dope as shit.
Yeah, we were doing that
it's
a lot.
those connections that, like, you know, makes gaming funner than than usual.
I know, doesn't it? Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And that's what makes this, like, community so great, because there's a lot of that in there, and that's why I want to talk to you guys and just be like, we're just vibing and hanging out, because look at all the, we just start finding out stuff, and it's like, it's cool. Like, it just gives you a connection, and, it's like, in, relationships, when they, like, finish each other's sentences, like, you start, like, a movie line, and then I start, like, singing the theme song from it, and you're like, yeah, he gets it, and it's like, it's amazing, all because we decided to just, like, play a game together, or we met in this community, paths that may have never crossed are crossing here.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's amazing, right? And so I'm like, dude, we got to talk to Bam. We want people to know about Bam. So tell us something about you that, like, we don't know, or something like, do you play an instrument? Do you, what's your favorite show? Like, stuff like that. And then maybe we'll open to see if anybody has, like, questions or whatever, unless you have, like, more stuff you want to tell us.
For favorite instrument, do rock band instruments count? Or
well, let me
Guitar
ask you
Hero?
this first of all. Outside of rock band, do you play an instrument?
I can.
What can you
I
play?
don't know how to play any songs on any instruments, except maybe Hot Cross Buns on every instrument. And, Mary Had a Little Lamb, classic. Buck, what was the other question? You said instrument and...
Well, just, like, things about you that we may not know. Like, what's
so
something about you that you want to share with us that, like, we may not know, that everybody might, like, find, like, oh, that's awesome.
All right, so when I was younger, right, my parents took me to see a theater show, and it was cool and all, but, like, afterwards we walked out the emergency exit, and
Okay.
in that emergency exit, it was a alleyway. It was it's kind of dark. So we're walking in the alleyway, and out of nowhere, some guy pops up, and we're like, "What the hell?" Like, so this guy, he's got the toolie, he's got it out, and he's like, "Hey man, give me all your money, give me all your valuables.
Oh, my
Nobody gets
Lord.
hurt." Yeah, man.
That must have been
so-
terrifying for you.
Yeah, I was only a little boy when this happened.
Oh my God.
So
man. That's rough.
So,
So what happened, man? I want to know.
yeah.
I've never
Alright.
heard this happen to anybody before.
all right, so boom, my dad, he had a lot of money, so he was also like kind of skilled in martial arts, but not like heavily skilled. So he tried to diffuse the situation at first, and when that didn't work, the guy went to attack, and then my dad went to go defend. So unfortunately, a couple shots got let off. Next thing you know, my parents are on the floor. And yeah, man, police showed up asking questions. I was so young, I didn't know what happened. So long story short, that drove me to put on a bat costume at night and
No shit.
fly around.
Did you have like a name?
I was
Wait. Are you Batman? Okay, two things I think we've learned from that amazing story from your childhood.
My name is Bruce. Okay.
Is one that Bam is an effing comedian and quite the storyteller.
I have been told by a lot of people that I'm so fun that I play too much. So yeah.
What do you mean you play that? It's like you're like, okay, man, tone it down a notch. You're not Batman.
Like, you know how people say, "Oh, you play too much."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm such a fun guy that I get told that a lot.
So Bam's a comedian. In case you guys didn't know
Only
it.
part-time though. Only part-time.
Part-time comedian, part-time storyteller, and a part-time superhero.
There you go.
Okay, here we go. Who is
Millionaire,
your
playboy, philanthropist.
Who is your favorite super? I'm gonna guess that it's Batman by what your story that you told. But in all seriousness, is that or who is your favorite superhero?
Ooh, okay. It's not Batman, but
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 3 guesses. Wait, let me know if you need a hint at any time. You can guess their powers. I'll tell you yes or no. But
Okay.
I think that's all.
And then I'll tell you mine, and I'll give you a hint. One of the all-time favorite superheroes does not have superpowers.
Is it Martian Manhunter? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not even sure who that is. Okay, so 3 guesses to guess your favorite all-time superhero.
Yeah.
Um,
If you want, you could go 5, but
Okay, no,
I'll
we'll do
stick to
3. The first one I'm just gonna guess straight out. You tell me yes or no. The second one I'm gonna guess, but before I guess the second one,
Okay.
give me a hint, and then about the third one
Don't
you give me
guess
2
Batman.
hints. No, I'm not.
Batman is not. Okay.
It's not it. I'm gonna start out with what my second favorite is. So Wolverine.
Close, but no.
Wolverine.
I do love Logan though.
So it's close to Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Is it Deadpool? By close to
Holy
Wolverine,
shit,
you
dude,
mean
you got it.
proximity, right? Is it Deadpool?
You're a bullseye. You're on fire, dude.
Okay.
That's
Wolver-
yes, sir.
Deadpool. Yeah, okay.
All-time favorite.
Is it really? And you want to know what's funny about Deadpool is I grew up like, and I'm older than you. Like I started the comic thing like earlier, but I don't, and I collected comics most of my life. I don't recall, and it could have been the ones that I collected and stuff like that. I mean, but Batman. I collected Superman, Spider-Man's. I started getting into Spawns and like Image Comics, but I collected a lot of comics. I have a whole bunch stored,
Nice.
but I
gotta
honestly don't remember, and this is why I never saw the Black Panther movies either, is I never remember Black Panther that well, and I don't think he was a big one in the comics, if I'm remembering it.
There, you're true.
So I don't know enough of him to be like, oh my god, I gotta run it. And Deadpool is another one. Although I could probably pull out some of my comics and be like, oh, I get it now, where maybe I just thought it was just a weird, like, whether he was like, what do you call that, when they used to have like crossovers and stuff like that and guest appearances of comics in each comics. But I don't even remember Deadpool, and really I didn't even really know much about like Deadpool until they started making the first movie.
Oh damn. So, I actually knew about him before that, and before the first movie came out, I actually got a Deadpool tattoo on me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more, you can download the Marvel Unlimited app, which is for reading Marvel comics, free and non-free. But if not, you can do the time-saving, more affordable route, and just you go to YouTube, put in Deadpool versus, and it'll pull up literally every story almost. Or there's creators who who I follow, like Comic Sorian, who recently passed away. They tell the stories of these superheroes, like not just Deadpool, but like they go into extremely like they basically read the comic page by page without giving away the whole comic, but to give you like bite portions, or even like a grand portion of the comic. So like if you go to YouTube and type in Comic Story, and like the first video that will pop, like it's the guy with black hair and a black beard. That's the main page. But you can see he tells stories about the Flash, Batman, people in DC, people in Marvel. He used to just like tell their stories in a video version and explain it to the audience. So when I very first got into Deadpool, like heavy, like he was one of the main people I was watching when I wanted to hear another story, because like, you know, working at Walmart, it gets boring. So like, or I don't know if it was as boring for you, but there were a lot of down times where I had nothing to do. So while working, I would literally just put my headphones in and listen and watch the storytelling of, you know, the comics. So like my favorite one is when Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. That shit is tough. So I'll sit there for like my lunch break for like an hour, and I'll just, you know, I'll listen to Comic Story and telling the story of Deadpool killing the entire Marvel Universe, going through superhero through superhero. He's a deeper character than what a lot of people know, and like he has a lot of different sides to him. So it's, you know, some are funny, some are more serious, but yeah, mostly because he's funny. That's why he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's cool. And then, you know, like why you like him too. Like for me, it's, you know, Batman, right? I mean, yeah. I love, you know, the dark look, the mysterious look, in the shadows. You know, I always felt like I was in the shadows, but he's like the one superhero with no superhero powers, but he's like the coolest fucking superhero. Excuse my French. And I love that he has no superpowers.
He's cool. He is cool.
He'd kick Deadpool's ass.
Nightwing is better. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay. We'll get into that. We'll get into that later. Anybody looking for a new teammate? No. No, but anyway, man. But yeah, so that's cool. I mean, that's cool. And is there anything else that you like, guys, that you want to know? And does anybody like in chat or in the VC, do you guys have any questions for him? His favorite? I mean, I know we were hitting Dilate with like, what's your favorite foods? What's your favorite colors? Like, if anybody has any questions for Bam the Man, you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes.
What is your favorite food?
Dude, wait, like type or like individual dish?
Both.
Look, all right, you put me in a vice here.
You're welcome.
Give me a sec. Favorite band or singer? Ooh, that's like, I'm sorry, Starbright. That's like asking what my favorite food is.
No, you can.
All right, let me start with food.
Okay, food, and then we'll do Starbright's favorite band or singer.
Favorite type of food? Sushi. I love sushi. Can't get enough of it. Favorite food in general, I would have to say fruits like watermelon, strawberries.
Nice.
You know, I don't eat blueberries, but maybe one day that'll change. Mangoes, oh, I fucking love mangoes, dude. Quenepas, those are like little green. Fuck, I don't even know how to explain those, but they're delicious.
Oh, Starbright said you're not going to say pineapple?
No, pineapple's gross. It doesn't belong on pizza. For
Shut,
all you
oh,
people
no,
who
no,
think-
no, no, no. No, we're not having that talk right
we're
now.
doing this. Pineapple. All right, listen. Hear me out. Judge
Yes,
me if you
Starbright.
want. I don't give a shit. Pineapple juice is amazing. I love it. Can't get enough of it, except for like when it makes my tongue feel all tingly. But I can't bite into a pineapple and say this is delicious. It's impossible for me.
Bro, that's weird. That's weird.
Like even the I don't know if you ever had like the little fruit cups with the mixed fruit in them, little red cherry, the pineapples, a pear, the peaches, and it's all in like a little liquidy goodness. No, I want pineapple. I'm crying.
I want pineapple,
pineapple.
too. Okay.
I legit can't eat pineapple, but I can drink pineapple juice.
Okay. Before we go on to the other question, and then I have a couple for you, but we'll go to Starbright's other one. But one of my questions is already asked and answered, but I'm just going to tell you so that you're in full understanding. Pineapple belongs on pizza.
Pineapple
Period.
does not belong on pizza.
It does. You cannot like it. You cannot like it on
No.
pizza, but it belongs
No.
on pizza. It absolutely
I
does.
doubt it. 100%.
Okay, there are two people in this world. Those that like pineapple on pizza, or say that pineapple belongs on pizza, and those that are wrong.
Hey,
But
it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It is what it is. Okay, so what is your favorite band or singer? It's
Alright.
always a good time for pineapple. See, I knew I liked you for a reason, Starbright. We're pineapple buddies. We're pineapple pals.
Mine is 3 aura for you, Starbright. I'm sorry. But anyways, singer or band? There's so many that it's like I can name a few, okay? I'll name like not top 5, but top 5 bands or singers that I consider like goats. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, System of a Down,
Nice.
Linkin Park.
If Violet was still here, she would probably have chimed in. That's one of her all-time favorite bands.
Nice.
How do you feel about the new singer, the female singer that they got? How do you feel
It's
about?
not the same Linkin Park as back in the day. It's a whole different beast.
So you like Chesterfield, Linkin Park, and not the newer Linkin Park?
Chester was, oh my god, that was like the golden age of Linkin Park. Newer
Okay.
Linkin Park is not as popular, and that's okay too.
Right.
Because the singer lady, she does have a good voice, and it does like tune with the band itself. It's just some of the songs aren't as catchy as older songs used to be. So what is it, 30 Seconds to Mars?
Love them.
Yes, I've seen a lot of these people live, by the way. Amazing experience.
Yeah. It's always better watching them live than just listening to a CD.
Oh yeah, 100% agree. Damn, there's and this is not in like 1 through 5 order. It's just 5
Right.
bands that ADTR, or A Day to Remember, Avenged Sevenfold. Oh, excuse me. Cause like, all right, my music taste is another thing that's everywhere. Like, I listen to rock, rap, electronic house music, Spanish. I've never heard any Danish, so I'm kind of looking forward to Baile hitting us with some Danish music.
He's not here to hear your dig on it, but I'll make sure to send that on over to him.
Yeah. Damn. Aventura has to be another one of the goats. One of the top 5, or one of 5 goats. It's not the same feeling. I sent Violet a list. The same way of big music. See, like.
Yeah, Starbright's
like
a
people
big music
with
lover. Yeah.
People with like a big taste for music, I feel like they're very creative.
Yeah.
Including myself. You know, I gotta include myself in that, because like I can jump from country to fucking like country bluegrass to fucking like old school hip hop to new school trap. Like, my music taste is legitimately everywhere, sir.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you're right. The music, I love a lot of music. I mean, although unfortunately right now I'm going through a time where I'm not really listening to music, but I love music. For me, one of the goats is hands down, Eminem's probably my favorite artist. I can say that, but
as a single artist, yes, he's definitely one of the top 5 greatest of all time.
But I mean, I grew up with the 80s metal, like, right? So Poison, Trickster, Firehouse, all those guys, some of my all-time favorite bands. But I love bands like Collective Soul, Goo Goo Dolls, Candlebox, Black Crows. Not Counting Crows, but the Black Crows, stuff like that.
Black Crows is good too.
Yeah, legendary. But I also loved bands like Florida Georgia Line. I love the old school hip hop too. It's like an eclectic thing. But there are always those ones that like you'll always find in like your CD player that, like, if you're gonna be like stuck with 5 CDs, that question, like you kind of know the one that you would have in there, right? The ones you'd have in there. Cold is my favorite band. Do you mean Coldplay, or is there a band called Cold? Because I've not heard of them, Starbright.
I was gonna say the same thing. Coldplay, amazing artists.
They are a really good band. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Goo Goo Dolls. I was actually talking to Starbright, and we were saying that, yeah, like we both, Goo Goo Dolls. Not Coldplay. How dare you? Uh-oh. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Okay.
Cold as ice.
Cold is a band. Okay.
Are their rivals hot?
Yeah. Like, Cold is so hot. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, I got a couple for you that I always ask everybody. You've already failed one of them, so we won't get too much into it. But pineapple on pizza, you said no. So we'll get on with that one. We'll move on that one. The other question. You're not allowed to say that in my chat, Starbright. It's Year of the Fuzzy Bunny. Yeah, she said a word that's not allowed in my chat. So it's been banned.
Okay, Year of the Fuzzy Bunny. Got it.
Fuzzy Bunnies, yeah. Okay, I always ask this of everybody. Star Wars or Star Trek? So you failed one. Let's see if you can redeem. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars 1000%.
Hell yeah. Okay, and on that leads
Star
to the
Trek
other
is
question.
cool, but Star Wars is fuck.
Who shot first?
Han Solo, of course.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. And
of course.
in fact, I always preface it with 1 and 2 are, but I'm going to ask you, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
100%.
Yes. Actually, in fact,
Yes.
1 and 2 are both Christmas movies.
Yes, I can 100% agree with that.
Awesome. Good. Okay, so I still can never forgive you 100% for the pineapple on pizza fiasco.
Pineapple
but
doesn't belong.
You
But
did.
it's
You
cool.
did. Okay, if you want to stay in my good graces, we'll keep going there. But you did redeem some of yourself, and then of course the obvious one. What is your the best or your favorite podcast?
I don't know. There's a lot of podcasts out there, but I think the one that sticks to me most is this legendary podcast that I seem to frequent more in more recent time. called
That's good.
the Cutterdawg podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's also the only podcast that I actually watch. So, fun fact.
You can leave that part out of it.
It's literally the only podcast besides. No, Bossman doesn't have his podcast up. So, yeah, there's truth to that. Who else has a podcast?
Lots of people, dude. Podcasts are everywhere.
Any podcasters in the chat? Let me know. I'll follow you. Watch more podcasts.
I was just kind of leading you into that answer. So
I got you.
Yes, Star right. That term is banned. Fuzzy bunnies is about the best that you can say for me. There you go. I got one for you. Do you have any fears? Like what kind of fears do you? Fuzzy bunnies.
Fuzzy bunnies. Yeah.
Is that your biggest fear? What about like a fear of heights?
Or mini Peter Parkers. You know, believe it or not, I used to be afraid of heights, but me being 6'2", kind of like half got over it, half didn't. Because, you know, I'm sure anybody's fucking shaking in their boots if they're 100 feet in the air looking at the ground. But, you know, it's a number one burn it to hell is, you know, fuzzy bunnies.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the world could have been just fine, leaving that one thing out of it, right?
Or mini Peter Parkers, as I call them.
Yeah, we don't have to call them any of those things at all. But yeah, I'm definitely the same way. But yeah.
Did you know they actually discovered a big ass home? I'm not gonna say the sticky goo that they make, but it was in a cave somewhere, and it's the largest one that they've ever found, and it's the size of half of a tennis court.
Nope.
I'm sorry, I've been cursed with this knowledge, and now it is my my side quest to spread that knowledge.
Well, actually, joke's on you because of my broken brain from everything. I'll probably forget that in 5 minutes. So. So thank God for that. You know, sometimes this what I went through kind of has its benefits, and one of those is I'll forget that shit in 5 minutes. So, joke's on you. So
I thought the same thing, and then next thing you know, I'm waking up in cold sweats.
No, if I do, you're in big trouble. I'm coming after you, but
just redirect that energy to winning the Battlefield tournament.
Let's go. Speaking of which, so we'll kind of wrap it up unless you have anything more that you want to share, man. It's been great talking to you. I do have a prior obligation to watch a show for an hour, and then after that, I will be on Battlefield with you guys streaming, and we'll do some RedSec. But I do want to thank you for coming in. It was a really great meeting you that first day I jumped in that morning, and you were chilling in chat, and then we just started vibing.
Oh, of course.
And
thanks for having me, brother.
The more and more we talked, the more I wanted like people to talk, because my goal, as far as obviously, I want my podcast to
everybody who stuck by. W for all of y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody who dropped by, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for doing that, because like I just want I want to share my story. I want to hear other stories, but also as far as the GGL, I want people to get to know us as more as just like a gamer tag or a Discord name that's passing through and stuff like that, and just like vibe and talk to people, right? We need to sit and talk more. We need to get to understand people more, and the best way to do it is to just sit down and talk, right? We jumped into chat together. We started gaming together. Gaming, brings people together, and then we started finding out things about each other, and it was amazing. And you don't find that if you don't take the time to sit and talk to somebody or sit and listen to their story. I try to share my story for my reasons, but other people have the stories. Mine's no more important. I do this for as much for myself as it is for everybody else, and it's cool. And I want people to get to know so that, when they see you pass through, they're like, oh yeah, bam, I remember this and that. Like, yeah, he's such a comedian. Like, yeah, let's go hang out. And maybe it'll help people, like, also, connect to each other more through more than just gaming, that we're not just a gamer buddy. We're actually, like, people with stories. And I think that's... So I really appreciate you coming on. You're a legend, buddy. We vibe a lot. And, I find out, like, things about you every day, and we're just like... It's freaking legendary. And,
Hell yeah.
And, to close it out, it'd be like that sometimes, and it is what it is, right?
They do
So-
be like that sometimes.
I appreciate you guys hanging out, kittens. I know we're gonna go do some Battlefield here in a little while. I'll meet up with you guys as soon as I'm done with my other thing.
Kids, if you're still there, buddy, let me know. I'll hop on.
Yeah, kittens is in here with us.
We'll practice until
Yeah.
until the legend joins us.
Yeah, and then J Dash, thanks for hanging out, buddy. If you guys have any last things for him, otherwise we can wrap it up. You guys can go, do what we're doing,
J-Dash,
and
you
then
can join too, bro.
yeah, man. If you got time, J Dash, join us. I'm gonna raid out my Twitch channel, and then, like I said, I'm gonna go do what I gotta do, and then I'll meet up with you guys here in about an hour.
All right, guys. Well, always remember, never trust anybody who pours milk before cereal.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't. Look, bro, I'm a type of only cereal type of guy. No milk, no milk at all.
Hey,
I
that's
don't
even
drink any
that's
milk.
respectable.
He just eats,
Even
yeah,
dry-
which is fine. That's
raw
that's
dog
crazier.
cereal.
But who the hell pours their milk first and then drops into cereal? That's just weird.
Look,
Like,
bro,
it makes no sense,
I've
like-
never really liked milk before, bro. Never really liked.
Yeah,
it.
I'm not a big milk drinker either. Anyway, I don't. That's why I don't have cereal. I have oatmeal. I love oatmeal. I'm obsessed with oatmeal since the hospital when it was one of the
yeah.
few things they let me have.
Especially flavored oatmeal. That
Oh
shit's
my
amazing.
god! With like cinnamon
My
and
favorite is peach.
yeah, dude. Mine is maple brown sugar.
Peaches and cream. Peaches and cream. That's
Yeah,
what-
not my type of jazz, brother. Not my type of jazz.
It's all good.
I'm a picky eater. I'm a very picky eater.
I eat everything,
You
bro.
can never catch me like eating some stuff that I don't like.
Oh wait,
Like
I don't eat beef or
I eat the
pork.
basic things, bro.
That's about it.
Well, perfect. When we get Kittens on, or when we get Kittens on the podcast, he can tell us about how picky of an eater he is.
Hell yeah.
Brother, I am very picky. I am very, very picky. I will not even lie about that.
Hey,
Like,
kid.
I
It'd be like that
I
sometimes.
eat the basics, bro. All I eat is like things I
Grilled
like
cheese
is
and
like,
hot dogs.
No. Ugh.
That's a good point, Dreamy.
Whoa. Whoa. Wait,
Did
the
you
only
say
time milk
hot-
goes in the bowl before the
Hot
cereal.
dog with what?
Grilled cheese.
Huh?
Grilled cheese and hot dog. It's like
You're an
barbecue
oddball,
food.
bro.
What?
Okay.
Thank you.
No.
Wait, the only time milk goes in the bowl before the cereal is when it's already there from the loud. Thank
'Cause
you,
you're-
Dreamy.
When you're
You
putting
get
more
it.
in there, yes, because you got more milk than you do, and you're like, I don't want.
Right? It's like it's a refill. You
Yeah,
know?
you
Like,
got to
and the
refill
milk
the
is
cereal,
already
make it so that way it
pre-existing
distributes
bowl.
evenly. Yeah, exactly.
tainted by the cereal's
Perfect.
intoxicating bouquet.
Dreamy knows what's up.
But-
all right, guys,
Hell yeah.
go do your thing. I'll meet up with you guys here in a little bit, and then I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna raid out my chat, do what I got to do, and then I'll see you guys in about an hour.
Copy,
And thank
cool.
you guys
Who
for
raiding
coming.
it to?
Uh,
Thank you for having me.
We're just gonna raid out to someone new. I was gonna raid out to someone else, but they raided to this person, so we're gonna raid out Honeybee. I don't follow them, but we're gonna just raid them out since she's up, and they're out there
Copy,
playing. I think Palio, which my mod likes to play, so we're gonna go raid out Honeybee, and then that'll be it.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, guys.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
All right, later, guys.
Kitten, you wanna?
All right, guys, then that was it for me. I hope you guys liked it. I mean, there's nobody on YouTube, so thanks for YouTube being quiet. We're gonna raid out the Honeybee playing Sapalia. I don't follow her, but the person I was gonna raid, follower raided her. Starbright, thank you for coming into and hanging out. I know you were in Clinton's TikTok or whatever. I think I was in there for a little bit, but we were in here. So thank you for coming over here. Starbright is amazing too. I love talking to her. So thanks for coming in. Everybody that came in the Twitch chat. Thank you. And Ampro, we're gonna go watch one episode of Stranger Things, but then I gotta link up with my team to practice for our tournament tomorrow. Well, it's not official. It's not official at Rivals X tournament. It's a community tournament, but we're gonna do that. So we're gonna raid out. Thanks, you guys. It's amazing. I love doing this. I love doing this.